The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Neptune Beach City Council voted Thursday morning to terminate City Clerk Carla Straight, citing a hostile work environment in City Hall. The move followed a lengthy meeting Monday night in which the relationship between Straight and other members of the staff was discussed at length. The motion to fire Straight was made by Councilor John Jolly.
I have lost trust and confidence that Ms. Straight will perform in the future the duties of the Neptune Beach City Clerk faithfully and be a team member of the Neptune Beach government. I believe that there is a gap in trust between Ms. Straight and the other members of the Neptune Beach government that is so deep and so wide that it can never be restored. The trust can never be restored. Therefore, with a great deal of regret, I make a motion that the service of Ms. Straight as City Clerk for Neptune Beach be terminated immediately.
The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Richard Arthur. Straight was defended by Councilor Kara Tucker, who said there are issues with the election that Straight, who is the city's election official, is best qualified to handle.
I don't want to affect the outcomes of the elections and possibly have any of us disqualified through that process as well. So I would at least think she should be able to finish the election process with the three candidates, because she has done that job very well with us. And I think we need to do a problem resolution mode and stop publicly humiliating our city employees and work together as a team to work to solve this.
Tucker said that the council should continue to try to work through the issues with Straight before terminating her employment. Councilman Scott Wiley agreed, saying that a motion to fire Straight was premature and there were other options available to the city that should be explored prior to termination.
I think we owe it to not only to a department head, whoever it might be, or to an employee or anybody else to go through the process. And I think we're jumping from what was advertised here as a meeting on looking at an administrative leave to going to termination.
Mayor Harriet Pruitt said that the incident had grown out of what she characterized as a simple staff meeting.
It was a staff meeting between three people that were all on the same level. Carla had a few simple issues, and one of them was she'd been having a computer problem with Patrick, with a glitch in the system. And I could see her frustration, and I thought, well, we'll talk about that. And then Carla was having a problem with the fact that some people were doing ordinances, and she felt that it was her job to do them. And I thought, well, we'll just talk about that. That's a simple thing. I never knew that we were going to have World War III here in City Hall simply because I decided to call a staff meeting to try to resolve some issues. That should never have, when you've never had a bad word said about you when it comes back to work, and no one has ever done any adverse action against you, I didn't see anything wrong with having a simple staff meeting.
Straight had questioned the city attorney's attendance at the meeting and had hired her own outside counsel to appear with her. Straight read a brief statement prior to the vote, citing her long service to the city of Neptune Beach and stating that she loves the city and serving its elected officials.
I have never been the subject of such a vicious and fabricated campaign until now. I hope the wisdom of the council will see through this and do what is right.
The vote to terminate Straight was 3-2. Mayor Pruitt, Vice Mayor Arthur, and Councilman John Jolly voted in favor of termination. Councilors Tucker and Wiley voted against the action. City Planning Director Amanda Askew was designated the acting city clerk until a permanent replacement can be hired. Atlantic Beach Commissioner John Stinson brought his concerns about City Manager Nelson Van Leer to the Atlantic Beach Commission Monday night. The issue was on the agenda as a discussion of how Van Leer's contract was negotiated by the previous City Commission. City Attorney Brenda Durden said it was her opinion that the contract was valid and enforceable. Stinson then laid out some of his specific issues that he has with Van Leer. He said he had been trying to have a tabletop exercise on the city's emergency management procedures arranged in the city since he was elected, and he felt like his concerns were not being addressed by the city manager, and nothing that he wanted to do or that citizens had asked him to do was getting done. He said that was just one example, and that many of his concerns are not being addressed. For that and other reasons, he said, he has no confidence in his ability to work with Van Leer.
So, me asking 5, 6, 8 times for a tabletop exercise to demonstrate the effectiveness of our emergency management plan, that doesn't alert you to the fact that it's not happening? That doesn't tell you that I'm asking and I'm not getting what I think is important? Perhaps what that says is it's only important to me. Okay. That's a burden that somebody's got to bear if things go bad. I didn't come in and say anything about firing the city manager. I came in and said I had no confidence in his ability to lead the city forward. I said if I was the only person that felt that way, so be it, that I was willing to move forward and continue trying to work to improve.
Other commissioners did indicate that such an emergency management discussion was not a high priority for them. Commissioner Blythe Waters said that her interpretation of Stenson's comments was that he thought the city manager should be fired.
What was brought forward was a vote of no confidence. The only thing we can do, in your mind, you have said directly, in quote, that we can find on the tape to Commissioner Hill, that you have no confidence going forward with our city manager. How is that not a nuclear option? How is there any other outcome? I know you feel that I'm putting words in your mouth, but you didn't answer the question directly from myself or from Commissioner Hill as to what other option there is out there. In what world that coded language isn't, I want to fire the city manager.
Van Leer said that the city staff has been working on several major issues, such as the remodeling of the police building and the upgrade on Seminole Road, and that there are currently key vacancies in positions such as Community Development Director and Code Enforcement. And he said he has not had a lot of input from the Commission about what they wanted to accomplish.
You got a project? Ask me how to fund it, and I'll try to get it in. But honestly, you guys don't have any ideas. I mean, the budget is a basic service level budget with some ongoing issues. What we heard this year is drainage, drainage, drainage. So we loaded it up with drainage projects. You got some opportunities with the millage rate and a community development CRA funding, if you like. But other than that, I didn't get any projects that the mayor wanted to have done. Code review is it, and drainage is it. That's what I heard this year. And honestly, just finishing the police station and re-budgeting Seminole Road, because it should be ready to go out to bid early in the year, maybe even October. If you don't want to do Seminole Road, that's fine with me. It's going to be a nightmare for the citizens and everybody else to get through that project to have that road torn up. You guys want to be about stopping things instead of starting things and getting things done. It's a lot easier not to do stuff, that's for sure. But I enjoyed this job for a couple of years, and if we're not going to be able to have trust and communication and go forward, then you guys have all read my contract. Take a vote.
Commissioner Jimmy Hill said that the Commission needs to step back and let Van Leer do his job. No vote was taken, and it remains to be seen how the city manager's relationship with the Commission will evolve going forward. Well, when we come back, there's a hurricane out in the Atlantic. Are we in for some weather? This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. There's a tropical system out in the Atlantic Ocean. Hurricane Gaston will continue to travel to the northwest and then north, then turn to the east, staying well east of Bermuda. Gaston is not expected to have much effect on our weather here at the beach. However, another system that has not yet been named is bringing squally weather to the Bahamas and has the potential to develop into a tropical system over the weekend. We'll look at our more immediate forecast in just a couple of minutes. Early voting ends on Sunday, with Election Day on Tuesday, August 30th. There's one local race on the ballot. Elaine Brown, Bob Shemp, and Kara Tucker are all hoping to be chosen as the next mayor of Neptune Beach. If none of those candidates wins an outright majority, there will be a runoff election in November. Other races on the ballot include one for U.S. Congressman for the 4th District. That seat became open when Congressman Andrew Crenshaw announced his retirement from Congress. Also, the 11th District seat in the Florida House became available due to term limits, and there are several candidates in that race as well. The winners of those primary elections will face off in November. The early voting location at the beach is the Beaches branch of the Jacksonville Public Library on 3rd Street in Neptune Beach. The Bookmark is celebrating its 26th birthday this weekend on August 27th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Festivities begin at 9 with story time with Miss Pat, and during the day there will be treats, prizes, and good conversation. The staff invites you to join them as they celebrate their 26th birthday and give them a chance to show their appreciation. Owner Rona Brindley says she looks forward to many more years as your independent bookstore by the sea.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect sunshine, some clouds, and breezy through the weekend, and we're watching to see if that tropical wave develops into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. We are expecting a much better chance of rain by Sunday and into the first part of next week. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s, and lows will drop into the upper 70s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.